The Biden corruption scandal keeps getting bigger and juicier. Not only has Hunter Biden's business partner now confirmed that the big guy is in fact Joe Biden, that Joe Biden was in on it, he wanted his share of the loot. But we also see other leading Democrats now implicated. Kamala Harris, the vice presidential candidate, Kirsten Gillibrand, Mayor de Blasio. These are people listed by Hunter Biden as references in this corruption racket. So they knew about it. They too were, in a sense, in on it. And they were okay with it because for all of them, for all of these people, politics is a business. Even though they talk about, oh, the rich and so on, their aspiration is to become super rich through politics by leveraging their influence and their contacts. Now, isn't it amazing that the biggest story of the campaign has a complete or virtual media blackout? With the exception of the New York Post, the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times won't touch it. CNN won't touch it. CBS or NBC won't touch it. So these are people who are ultimately trying to cover up the news. They're not real journalists. I mean, imagine if Donald Trump Jr. were collecting money from foreign entities and foreign governments, splitting the loot with his dad. This story would be gargantuan. It would be Himalayan. It would be nuclear. So we think of these people as journalists. They have journalist badges and media credentials, but they're not real journalists. They're more like lobbyists for the Democratic National Committee. They're more like propagandists, and we should treat them as such. Now I turn to digital media censorship, which is sort of the most unkindest cut of all, if I can paraphrase Shakespeare, because we came to these digital platforms believing they were kind of like the phone company. The phone company wouldn't dream of trying to censor what you say on the phone. Hey, we're going to limit your reach. Stop calling so many people. We're not going to magnify your phone calls. We're going to cut you off. This would be outrageous. You have to remember that these digital platforms gained support and became monopolies by promising the same kind of unimpeded access, by promising that not only would you be able to find your old college friend, but they would be platforms of robust debate. And now, chillingly, they have become platforms of restricting, limiting, censoring robust debate. It's absolutely horrific what has happened. Free speech is gravely endangered in America. In a sense, you could say free speech itself is on the ballot. Let's keep that in mind as we try to hold these platforms accountable. This is ultimately not just an election about economic confiscation. It's also an election about whether we can continue in America to say what we think.